Welcome to the Radiate Wellness Podcast. I'm your host, Christy Clemens Hoffman. Each week we will discuss tools, tips, and ways to radiate your best life ever, interviewing practitioners, authors, and luminaries to help you on your path. Wellness, joy, peace, abundance. What do you want to radiate? Hello and welcome to the Radiate Wellness Podcast. Today we radiate manifestation with How Thoughts Become Things coach Shellie Baird. Shellie happens to be our newest practitioner with Radiate Wellness, and we couldn't be happier. Hi, Shellie, and welcome.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
So glad to have you. We've had you with us for several weeks now, and I haven't had you on yet, so it's time to get that done.
Okay.
So fantastic. So how thoughts become things. That's interesting. I want to get to that, but let's start off because you've got a fairly interesting background. Can you tell us a bit about what your other job is?
Okay. I have been a nurse for actually 27 years. And I have done all kinds of things. I've delivered babies. I've worked in surgery, but most recently I work in the mental health realm, and I work with traumatized children and adolescents. So kids 4 to 17, 18 years old. Oh. And I am just finishing school to be a mental health nurse practitioner.
Yes.
So mental health has become my specialty.
That's fantastic. And so, of course, mental health, part of mental health is the thoughts that we think all the time. So, how did you get in? How did you discover this program, this coaching program that you did?
Well, I have been, since the first time I saw The Secret, watching Instagram, watching Twitter, Facebook, all the social media from the teachers that were on The Secret.
Right.
Bob Proctor, Lisa Nichols, Michael Beckwith, Joe Vitale, John Asraf, all of them. So I guess when you follow them, they have a way of tracking. Stuff started popping up like, see the sequel to The Secret, How Thoughts Become Things. And I thought, I need to see that because I've seen The Secret like 100 times. Oh, yeah. So I need to see what's next. I need to see the sequel. So then I clicked on the link, and then it said, if you'd like to be a coach to help other people make their thoughts become things, contact Doug Vermeeren. So I did. And he got me set up to be a coach. And I've been training with him since February, March, and just in general coaching. And then he interviewed I think he said 400 of the world's top achievers. Wow. In all different areas. That's how he gathered his data to teach me, to teach our class. So he, finance, health, everything, anything you can think of. If they were a top achiever, he sat down with them.
Oh my God.
So that's what was like, okay, I need to learn from him.
Right.
I need to gather knowledge because I'm a learner. I like to learn. I like to learn things, always something. So that's why I'm like, I've got to figure out what this is about, what's going on. And so then I saw the movie, the How Thoughts Become Things, and then they had the workbook you can do with it. I did the workbook, decided to do the coaching, and that's what brought me here with you.
Oh my gosh. And Doug Vermeeren, who did that program, he's the filmmaker of the film.
Yes, he directed it and produced it.
Oh my gosh. So who's in that movie?
Bob Proctor, Megan Fettis. She is a spiritual coach. She owns Rise Business Studio, I believe, but she does yoga. She's very holistic. She's one of them that maybe, well, she planned to come to Kansas City. She may be on our video movie premiere now,
right,
due to COVID. Joe Vitale, John Ashraf. Oh, now I'm drawing a blank.
John Martini.
John DeMartini.
Mm-hmm.
And God, he's my favorite. How can I forget him? John DeMartini. And Jason Parker, he's an Olympic athlete that Dennis Waitley trained. And Dennis Waitley he's on the movie too. He did all the mindset coaching for the Olympians. And Jason Parker's one of the Olympians he actually coached.
Oh my gosh. So he used this for the Olympic teams.
Yes. And then Marie Diamond, she's on the film too. And she's one of them that she helped me manifest my husband. I tell everyone it's Marie Diamond's little blip on The Secret that helped me break through, my blocks.
Oh my.
So, and I think there's a couple more. Doug is on it in the movie, of course. I can't remember. I'm sorry. That's all I remember. But there's several. Yeah, they're all great.
Right. Yeah. Just like with The Secret, there were so many of these luminaries in The Secret, and I'm sure How Thoughts Become Things is the same thing. And I do want to circle back to, you mentioned a movie premiere. Mm-hmm. So we were planning a movie premiere here in Kansas City.
Yeah, a live one. But COVID had other plans. The Delta variant has
it's
ruined
really
a lot of things.
Exactly. So
even the that are vaccinated aren't safe. I found that out firsthand. So
yeah, even though you've been vaccinated since January, you got the Delta variant.
Yeah. So please wear your masks. That's all. Wear your masks, wash your hands.
Yes.
If you can get vaccinated, choose to, go ahead. If not, I respect your choice, but please wear your mask, wash your hands. Yeah.
And so, yeah, we had been planning to have a physical, live, in-person screening of this movie.
Planning to come.
I know, and all the luminaries coming.
Zoom in.
Oh.
Jason Parker might be able to come. Well, but like I said, I decided with the variant, it wasn't. I don't want my new friends, to come and get COVID.
No, and traveling has inherent risks too, and you wouldn't want to have anybody, subject to anything who's traveling. And of course, Radiate Wellness was co-sponsoring it. So now it looks like it may be moving strictly online.
Yes, but for the ones that purchase the higher level tickets, we're going to do some fun things. Like we're going to have a conference that day. So basically, you can get on throughout the day and listen to Doug Vermeer, and we're going to work on Dr. DeMartini had planned to speak to us anyway. So Doug is going to check with him and Megan and a couple others and see if we can just do our own, private one-on-one type learning with them through Zoom.
Like a
because
VIP.
That's what they think now.
Right.
And that's the way life's been lately. I've done all my training with Doug through Zoom. So we want to offer that to people. And then we'll still have the movie premiere that evening.
Fantastic.
So all day you can have training and then the movie premiere that night.
Right.
So I think we may get more out of it this way. I don't know. It was exciting to meet all these people in person, but at the same time, if we can reach more people, and because I think people are just holding back buying tickets because what's going to happen? COVID.
Exactly.
So hopefully now we alleviate those fears.
Right. Absolutely. No, that seems like a very wise choice. And so where can we find out about this movie premiere, how to get tickets, how to join in, all that great stuff? Where can we find out more about that?
You can join. I have a Facebook group, the How Thoughts Become Things U.S. movie premiere. You can join that group. I let anyone in unless you start spamming, then I have to take you out. But and then my website where you can order tickets, it's Baird, HTBT, for How Thoughts Become Things, coaching.com. You can order tickets right there. And like I said, if you get the VIP tickets, we're going to give you digital gifts. We're going to have the online all-day training. Those that got the regular seating will get the training all day. And then the ones who just wanted to see the event in the evening can just see the event in the evening.
Right.
So
now it's also, this information is also at radiatewellnesscommunity.com/events, and which links to all of the rest of the information. So, there's lots of ways to find out about this. It sounds like a really fantastic event. So now I kind of want to close out the tab on the things that you've been able to manifest, because you have really effected some fantastic transformations in your own life using this information.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. I'd been diagnosed with 2 different autoimmune diseases, multiple chemical sensitivities, just anything that could attack my body seemed to do it. I've been able to overcome those, and I am now healthy. When they checked me out, they say my thyroid's normal, my gut is healthy, which is pretty amazing from where I started. Right. They really thought I might have cancer. I was so sick. I was dying, basically.
You were in Mayo Clinic.
Yeah. Yes.
A mystery for a long time.
Yeah. Yes. I wanted a different life, basically. And I moved to a different state, got a different job, changed everything I knew, got a divorce, was in a toxic relationship. Even my kids estranged from me, which was really hard.
Yeah.
Through all that, I was able to get my bachelor's degree, then my master's degree. I manifested the house that has exactly what I wanted. I wanted a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom with stone or brick on the outside, a jetted tub in the bathroom, hardwood floors, all these very specific things. And I'd kind of forgotten about what I had asked for and put on my vision board. And then when I found it again, I was very shocked to see it was exactly what I had wanted. And then I'd had quantum hypnosis healing with you for the second time.
Right.
And we'd asked if there was a partner for me. And my subconscious said, well, yeah, he's a big guy, got broad shoulders, and he's really tall. And you asked, well, what color hair does he have? Well, I couldn't tell. Well, I'm married to a man without much hair. He's just exactly like I described. But I used things from The Secret. I'd done a crystal grid. I got my kids back in my life. Manifested my husband. It was really crazy. And I think actually in the QHHT, you'd asked if it was someone I knew. And, I said yes. But then I said, it's someone you'll never expect, which is really funny because I went to 6th grade with my husband, hadn't seen him for 30 years, was Facebook friends. And then I kept having this inkling, hey, you ought to call Greg. Why would I call Greg? You ought to call Greg. It just wouldn't go away. Right. And so when I called him, he came over and we were married 6 months later. So the universe likes speed is what they say in The Secret. Once things line up, they just, so yeah, I had asked, a job. When I became a nurse practitioner, I had even been manifesting that I wanted a job making X amount per year. I wanted this, this, and this. And then I got a job offer with 10,000 more than I had asked for. So everything I had asked for, it just boom, boom, boom. So I have a job lined up that I wanted. That was exactly what I'd asked for. A husband that I asked for, a man that was attractive, educated, and treats me the way I deserve to be treated. Got all those things. Got the house. I asked for a relationship with my kids again. We're still working on it, but they aren't estranged from me at this point.
They are.
No. And at this point, it was a lot of things that went on behind the scenes. I was doing counseling very intensively. I was working on myself, working on my education. But still, the way everything lined up is just crazy to me, just to think, oh my gosh, did this really happen to me? It's mind-boggling even to me.
Well, and I have to say, Shellie, you are somebody who really does your work. So
Yeah, you
really do. And you work on yourself, and you study these things, and you do everything you can to work on yourself and improve yourself. So, it's no wonder, but it's crazy just like how many things have like come together for you.
Yes, have turned around, completely different life than I had before.
Completely.
Right? It's night and day.
And you're also an author now. So
yes.
Talk to us about your book.
Oh, I put one here. I am revamping it because
Tammy's New Bike is the title.
Yes.
A book for teaching children how thoughts become things for kids.
Yes. I felt like there was a need for children since I work with kids and teens.
Right.
When I talk to them, because they've been through a lot of trauma, the kids I work with, they don't understand. It's hard for them to grasp how their thoughts have power.
Right.
Because they're still at such a young age. They don't have the abstract reasoning quite yet. They're working on it.
Right.
But that doesn't come until you're in your 20s. So I thought they need to learn how your thoughts become things. So I thought about writing a children's book. And then I thought, what am I going to write? And then I thought, oh my gosh, my daughter did this. She was 5.
Story.
In this story in the book really happened.
Right.
It really happened. And I didn't realize till 20 years later that she attracted it with her faith. We saw this bike in the store. Mom, that's my bike. What? I'm grocery shopping. Big stack of Pepsi cubes that had this Spider-Man bicycle on top. And it was way too big. It was for like an older kid. But, I said, okay, there's a drawing. I'll enter you. Wrote the name in. And she even said, crumple it up. So when they reach their hand in the box, they'll feel it. Okay.
How old was this kid again? How old was she again? 5. Wow.
Very spiritually gifted, let's just say. But it was so funny. I'm like, okay, so I did what? She crumpled it up, stuck it in the ballot. Forget it. I kind of forgot about it. And then about a week later, she started asking, where did they call about my bike? Where's my bike? When am I going to pick up my bike? And then every day after that, I'm like, it's a contest. I don't know if they're going to win or not. I didn't want her to get her hopes up. No, it's my bike. We're going to go pick it up. They're going to call me. We're going to every day. And so finally I quit saying, okay, you may not win. I just said, okay, fine. No, they haven't called, but when they do, I'll let you know. Because I wasn't talking her out of it.
No.
In any way, shape, or form. And then one day the phone rang, and that was still when we had the old phones. We didn't have cell phones then. Right. It was a cordless phone on a stand up by the TV. And she said, Dad, they're calling about my bike across the room. She couldn't see a caller ID. Ran, grabbed the phone. Hello? Did I win the bike? I mean, this kid, how did she know that? She knew. Your intuition is strong.
And that was the call? That was the call?
And the man laughed and said, is your mom or dad home? Well, did I win the bike? I mean, she just kept out. Did I win the bike? Did I win the bike? Can we come get my bike? Runs up to me and goes, Mom, it's the store. We can go get my bike. And I'm like, talk on the phone. Yeah. Yes. yes, you guys did win. You can come get it anytime. I mean, the guy was laughing.
Oh, sure.
I mean, he was probably just thinking, who is this kid? When we get the bike and we take her picture beside it, you would have thought she was on the cover of
Fortune magazine.
Fortune magazine. And this bike is way too big, but it didn't matter. That was her bike, and we saved it until she got big enough to ride it. And then she rode it for years till she outgrew it. Then her little brother rode it. And it was just a neat story that, like I said, it was 20 years later that I realized what she had done. She attracted it. She believed from the moment she saw it. That was her bike.
Support for the Radiate Wellness podcast is made possible in part by listeners like you. Would you like to support this podcast? Visit radiatewellnesscommunity.com/podcast for more information.
Wow. That's a great story for kids to just keep that focus. And your thoughts are important. Your thoughts are powerful. And I mean, that's the whole story of Cammie's new bike. You also have some tips in there for kids.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I have them, draw what you want. Draw your wishes. And I'm just going to drawing pictures of your wishes, imagining it's already come true. Mm-hmm. Talking about your wishes if it's already happened, which is what Cammie did. That's my bike. It was always present tense. That is my bike, not, oh, I might win. That's my bike. Talk to the right people. Sometimes you have to ask for what you want.
Sure. Right.
Grandma, Santa Claus. Maybe you want to tell the neighbor, hey, can I rake leaves and save money for this bike? You just never know. Don't be afraid to ask. Exactly. And tell people and then being thankful. I'm a magnet, saying every day, I attract good things. I'm so happy and thankful for, blank, my new tablet, my new friends, my new bike, whatever it is you want. And it's really hard for kids who've had tough lives to grasp this.
It is.
But you know what? They asked me, well, what am I supposed to ask for? I live in foster care. I said, ask for a foster family that loves you and treats you just like their own child.
Right.
Be so happy and grateful for that.
Exactly.
And trying to get them just to change their thinking instead of poor me to, I have some power. I'm going to have a good life. Because they don't think they can.
Exactly. And trauma does something to the brain. It alters the brain. And
it does. It shapes the way your gray matter is smaller in traumatized children.
Yes.
The way the synapses, the neural networks form is different in traumatized children. So that's why I thought I really need to write this book. They need to see how to do kind of a roadmap, how to do it, and to see it's possible.
Mm-hmm. And you do some wonderful things with the kids that you're working with.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've done tapping. We've done earthing, where we go outside and walk barefoot.
Sure.
I taught them a simple grounding exercise I learned in my first level 1 Reiki class, where we just sit on the floor and imagine a root going from the moon down through our head, down through the floor, through our bottoms, and wrap around a boulder and grounds us down to the earth, and then back up and down. And they really they grasp it. They seem to like it. I think they're not as jaded as adults are.
Right.
I've talked to, I have them write down their manifestations. And one little girl wanted to go home really badly.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it because I only work the weekends because I go to school during the week. The kids, one weekend to the next, I'm like, where's such and such? Because she was expected to be there a couple more weeks. And they told me Thursday, she wrote down 50 times, I'm going home today. I'm going home today. I'm going home today. And her dad called at like 4:00 and said, we need to come get you, get ready and get your things.
Wow.
We don't know why, but all the kids after that Oh my gosh, they were totally bought in. They said she must have written it 50 times. And then all of a sudden the phone rang on the unit and her dad was like, pack your things. We've got to take you home early. Something's come up, and nobody knew what. But all of a sudden that day, drove from Kansas City down to pick her up. Oh. We don't know what happened. We never heard. But the kids were like, hoping everything's fine. Maybe they were going on vacation. They needed to get her out. I don't know. But it was pretty crazy because after that, the kids were like, oh my gosh, well, we're writing our manifestations every day now. So it's like they see one experience in it, then they bought into it. Exactly. So if they have a good experience or they see someone with a good experience, it makes it real.
Right. Now, have you ever showed them dowsing rods?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it is so cool. I made these dowsing rods, and they're just real simple little wire hangers, wire coated that you bend and you cut and you put drinking straws on the handles so they can pivot and everything. And they actually show you where your thoughts are going. It's fascinating. Now, they might think that's a little witchy, but...
might get in trouble for that.
But it works like magic. It's amazing.
Hey, you know what? I have rose quartz that I had these palm stones. I let them hold them in there, if they wanted to, because what we teach is DBT, which is dialectical behavioral therapy, which is half cognitive theory, half Zen Buddhism practices.
Right.
So they were having trouble with their meditating. So I have my this is aura mist with neroli and geranium. And I also have my rose water mist. And I'm like, do you want me to spritz you with some rose? All the kids will run up to me now. Did you bring it? Do you have your rose water? Spritz me with your rose water. And I let them hold my rose quartz if they're having trouble settling down. And so, yeah, I've done some fun things with them.
And how do they receive that?
Oh, they love it. All but one that I've had have really liked it.
Right.
And even the ones who said, oh, your grounding thing, I didn't think it was going to work. But when I really started doing it, it really worked. Like they really felt settled. Because I think there's been so much upheaval in their lives. They're in fight or flight constantly. What? To get them settled is very hard. It's very difficult.
Right.
So anything I can do to help settle them down.
Exactly. Such root chakra trauma, as you know, just moving around and constant disruptions and things like that. So in the trauma.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yes.
That's amazing that you can do these things with these kids.
Yeah.
You know, and can you imagine how our lives would have been different had we known that stuff growing up?
I have thought that so many times. If I had known about this when I was their age, my life would have been probably much easier, much different. Maybe not easier, but I would have handled it better. I would have been much more equipped to handle things as they happened.
That is true. Yeah, because it's all real. It's all in our thoughts. How we respond to things, what we think about things, what our thoughts even are. I mean, it's all in our thoughts. So that's how kind of some of this great stuff you're doing with the kids, and it's wonderful teaching them how to control, or not maybe control, but manage their thoughts, manage their energy. So what do you do with grownups? How do you approach this in your coaching?
Sure. I try to figure out what they want, because sometimes you just don't even know what you want.
Right.
I want something. For a long time, that was me. I wanted different, but I didn't know what. If you don't know exactly what you want, we can't reach it. It's like having a goal instead of straight line.
Sure.
And I think that's what happened with me when I decided what I wanted in a partner. When I decided what I wanted in a house, it just lined right up.
Right.
You don't know, you're willy-nilly. So figuring out what they want
Right.
what their goal is, what their end game is, and then what's blocking it.
Mm-hmm.
What can we do more, better, or what we're missing? And it's funny because everyone seems to be, almost everyone I've talked to, I'd say 99% of the people, it's just like me. It's the gratitude piece. We're not grateful right now. It's hard to do when you're not in a happy place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You got to be outside of the well.
Mm-hmm. And so what I've been doing, it seems like I'm working with them on gratitude exercises and changing their thinking.
Yeah.
And then once you shift your thinking, which takes a lot of work, once you shift your thinking, things start happening pretty quickly. The hardest part is getting through that prefrontal cortex. It's very thick. And it's, if you're like me, I'm 46. It took a long time to break through mine because we've had years and years. By the time you're 35 years old, you are on autopilot. You are learned behaviors. So unless you're actively working against it, you're just whatever you've learned up to this point is what you do. So we've got to stop the autopilot, figure out what we want, change our thinking, and then start working on the specifics of what's my goal, how do I get there? Because the one thing, the secret kind of left off, which is where Doug picks up in the How Thoughts Becomes Things, is we tell you all you have to do is want it and don't worry about the how, just believe it's yours. Well, it's that's, you don't worry about how, but also you have to have a plan. If you don't follow some steps to get there,
right,
you're not going to get there. You've got some steps. You've got to take some initiative to make it to your goal. Like Doug said, very few people have been lottery winners. He's met a few, but I've been trying to manifest that for years and I've not gotten there. So learning about, ways to make some passive income, some different things. If abundance is your goal, we figure out some ways to help you get there. Mm-hmm. So you got to take some action. And that's where the secret kind of left off, is the action you have to take to get there. So right. That's where I kind of pick up too. If they're already manifesting, they're already doing these things. Okay. Like I met a lady at the KC Metaphysical Fair that said, well, I already know about the law of attraction. I'm already doing those things. But she wasn't taking any action. She was trying to start a business. And she just like, the people will come, I don't worry about how. So she wasn't doing anything. Like she wasn't doing any advertising, marketing, because the universe will just bring them if I just believe. I'm not supposed to worry about the how. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, don't worry about the how or where they'll come from, but you have to take some steps to reach it. Yeah, there's that saying, you can't win if you don't play. You've got to meet the universe halfway. You've got to get some skin in the game. Yeah. So I think she needed that little extra advice because she was like, I'm doing everything the secret says. Why am I not having this? Well, you have to put yourself out there. Right. You got to show that you're willing to receive it. Got to prove it. Right. Yes. And, that you're prepared to handle it when it comes. Yes. Yes. Yeah. And so, you mentioned the KC Metaphysical Fair, which was in July, and it was, oh my gosh, it was a fantastic fair. And you got to join us, which was great, as our newest practitioner. So what kind of things, and you were just like on fire that weekend, I got to say, that whole weekend, even though you were just coming off of COVID and you were safe to be around people, but you were just on fire. It was amazing to watch you work. So what kind of things were you seeing from folks? A lot of love. Women stopped by and were, looking for a partner. Right. And so, I taught them to be very specific and clear because Dr. DeMartini says anything you don't address will be an obstacle.
Oh,
so if you're manifesting and you got to think of all the possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a notebook and we were writing down things. I told them to write everything they could think of.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I just want somebody. No. Because the universe will send you somebody and you won't be happy. So, do you like tall men? Do you like men or women? Do you like women? Some like women, some like men. What do you want them to look like? What are you attracted to? And they're like, I don't care. I'm like, okay, no, tell me what you're attracted to. Because you're attracted to some type. Do you like tall, skinny guys? Do you like muscular guys? Do you like squishy guys? I don't care. Just you tell me what you envision hugging at night. Oh, okay. So more specific. Okay, what kind of job do you want them to have? Well, I don't care. No, you do care because, what kind of job do you have? Is his schedule going to work with yours? Do you want a doctor who's gone all the time? Or do you want an accountant who works 9 to 5? Or do you want a farmer? Do you want, a nurse? What do you want? A teacher. So you have summers off.
Right.
So, it was funny to see it evolve because once we got them thinking, pretty soon my whole page was full of things. So I suggested them write down this whole list and then every day, do your manifestations for please send me the partner that meets my criteria because I think you have time to write this whole page. Send me the partner that I asked for. Refer to page 1. Because there were like 20 things. I'm like, you really don't want to write those every day. But, dear universe, you know what I want. Please send it. I'm ready. So, and then the fair happened on the new moon, which is the perfect time for manifesting.
Perfect.
So I was like, okay, I want you to take these and write them down in your own handwriting. And what I've written, take it and burn it. Send it to the universe. Send it off. Release it so it can start coming towards you. So I'm kind of excited to see the next metaphysical fair because they promised to come back and tell me how they were doing.
I was just wondering if anybody followed up with you.
I've had one lady that followed up with me, and she seems to be doing well. Long lost love she wanted back in her life. And she was asking me questions. Like she wrote down notes and I wrote down notes. And she's just followed up with like, okay, what did we mean by this? Because I wrote it down, but I can't remember what we talked about. Because it's a lot. Once the information starts coming, it just seems to pour out of me. So,
right.
So I need to check back in with her because I have her number to see if it's worked. She's heard, I heard a little from her initially, and I haven't heard from her in a while. So I'll see. Have to check back and see. Oh, I did get feedback from one of them that attended my conference.
Oh, fantastic!
My talk at the fair.
You gave a workshop at the fair.
Yeah, I gave a workshop, and she said I had a little book called The Intenders that the guy at the bookstore had shown.
Oh my gosh!
It's just a little handbook.
Yes.
And I showed it at the talk, and I said, I just saw this, but it's like a little handbook of what I wanted to talk about. Like everything's in this little handbook. Yes. And she emailed me and she said 4 of us that day went straight and bought that little Intender's handbook. And she emailed me and had a couple questions about, thoughts, what I thought about things. And she said she thought I did a really good job. Mm-hmm. I had a lot of people talking, asking questions.
Right.
And she said, I know that made it hard, but she said, I thought you did a good job of wrangling everybody in. And she said 4 of us went and bought that book. And that was, I guess, the gist of her email. But
right.
She told me I did a good job and that she enjoyed it. So,
that is something that I had forgotten about. I had an Intender circle. My friend Janet and I had an Intender circle every Friday night. We met for like a couple of years, and
she and I had wondered about if we could do it over Zoom. Now it says you need to eat at the Intender circle we're like, well, we could eat over Zoom and visit and eat and then do our.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So she and I talked about doing that distance-wise because it'd be fun to do and have like-minded people meet.
That would be so much fun. And it's the intenders of the highest good. And oh my gosh, it was wonderful. I remember that. We met until we felt like we didn't need it anymore, but we managed amazing things.
Really? Oh, cool.
Yeah. With the intender circle, it was great. Mm-hmm. So I'm just so excited to have you on board with Radiate Wellness to do all of this stuff and offer it. And I know that we have a life coach who offers Mary Morrissey's Dream Builder program, which is different than How Thoughts Become Things. And you both have very, very different energy, different training, different paths, et cetera, et cetera. I love that you bring all of the mental health and the psychiatric stuff, the mental stuff, the actual chops on brains and how the brains work and how we can rewire them. So I think that's wonderful. Yeah.
I think people think they're broken. They can't be fixed.
Right.
And they're not broken. No. They just need to learn how to use it, to learn about it and learn how to use it.
Right. And you've got the chops to do that. I love that.
Yeah. So thank you.
Fantastic. Oh, absolutely. Is there anything else that you think is like important to mention that we haven't mentioned?
I can't think of anything.
And again, the date for this wonderful online movie event and workshop.
Mm-hmm. What is September 23rd. It's a Thursday. Mm-hmm. I thought weekends are busy. Maybe everyone will be able to attend on a Thursday.
Right. Thursday is the new Friday, they say.
Yeah.
And then what time is the movie premiere?
5 p.m.
5 p.m. So a matinee. And then the workshop, the live workshop, the VIP experience. Can you tell a bit about times?
I am thinking we may start at about noon, but I haven't got all the details nailed down yet because it's just this week we decided not to do the live due to COVID.
In person.
Probably depending on how many speakers we have that are going to speak. Like if it's 3 or 4, I want to give them each an hour.
Yeah.
So, we might start at noon, 1.
This is going to be fantastic. This is going to be really wonderful. I cannot stress this enough. I mean, this is such a unique opportunity. So, listeners, if you are interested in sequence follow-up from The Secret, learning more about how thoughts become things, spending some time with some of these luminaries in an intimate setting, definitely check this out. Facebook, How Thoughts Become Things movie premiere group. Join that group for more information. There's information also on Radiate Wellness LLC on Facebook. And again, your website is?
Baird, htbtcoaching.com.
Super. Baird, HTBT.
Coaching.com. Baird, BAIRD.
Fantastic. Put that in the show notes, of course. And so that'll take you right there. And then it's also at radiatewellnesscommunity.com/events that will get you all the information that you need. Shellie, thank you so much for bringing all of this to our listeners today. This has been so much fun.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Oh, so exciting.
Radiate Wellness is a community of holistic and alternative healers and consultants based in the Kansas City area, dedicated to helping you create spiritual, energetic, and physical well-being. To learn more about our practitioners, services, classes, and events, or to schedule an appointment, visit us at radiatewellnesscommunity.com.